guys, it's Kristen, and to start off this year I have a couple of goals, and one of them is to bring some more books to my YouTube channel. I feel like I don't talk about books enough, and obviously you can tell from my background I'm a huge reader. I am constantly reading, actually. I feel like I always have a book with me at all times. This year I am going to be doing the 100 book challenge. My real goal is just to see how many books I can read in a year, but I'd like to hit 100. I'm going to be doing a wrap-up of kind of the books that I read for the month and discussing them. I figured that would be an easy way to bring more books to my channel. But if you want to see other videos on books, let me know. If you want to see a bookshelf tour or whatever, I'm totally open to it. You can also follow along with me on Goodreads, where I'm going to be updating there as well. My username is kmaldo, same as this channel, but I will also leave a link in the description box if you want to check it out. Follow me, we can be book buddies. Since 2016 just started, I haven't finished any books yet. So, for my first 100 book challenge video, I'm going to be doing 16 books to check out in 2016. Woo, yeah! These are some books that I'm excited for, or just books that I have heard a lot about, and I think if I'm hearing so much about them, maybe this is worth checking out. So, let's get into it. One of the books that I'm very excited to check out is The Crown by Kiera Cass. That is the last book in the selection series, so this will be finishing up Edelin's story from The Heir. If you haven't read that yet, it's so good. I just love the selection series. It was one of my favorite series that I was introduced to in 2015, and I think that The Crown is gonna be really emotional because we're gonna finally be done with this entire series, and I'm excited to see who Edelin's gonna pick to be her prince or king, to be her betrothed. But with the end of this series, we get a new book from Kiera Cass called The Siren. I'm a little bit confused about, exactly how new this is, because I have seen stuff like The Siren came out in 2009, but I don't know if they're just revamping it and turning it into a series. Either way, I love Kiera Cass's writing, so I'm excited for not just one, but 2 new books by her. Riordan is coming out with Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, The Hammer of Thor. I loved Sword of Summer. I think Riordan is hilarious. I love the way that he brings in mythology and humor. He's also coming out with the Trials of Apollo, the Hidden Oracle. I think that Riordan just does a great job with all of the mythology that he touches upon in all of his books, so I'm excited for another new one. Like, how many new series are we going to get from Riordan? I will take them all. All of them. He also has another book out, so this is like 3 Riordan books we're getting in one year. Demigods and Magicians, Percy and Annabeth Meet the Canes. I haven't read any of the Canes series, but I think it's going to be cool that they're like mashing them up together, and it kind of makes me want to check out that series as well, which has already been out, and this new book. Danielle Page is another author that has a lot of books coming out in 2016. She has Yellow Brick War, which is the 3rd book in the Dorothy Must Die series, and she also has Stealing Snow, a retelling of Snow White, but Snow White is like in a mental institution and she escapes it, and she's like the only one that knows she's not really crazy. It sounds really interesting and like a crazy take on Snow White, so I think it's gonna be cool. I love these retellings. I think that she is a really great author, and it takes stories that you think you know and twists them in a way that's really unique. Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard is out this year. I feel like there was mixed views on Red Queen, but I know a lot of people have been looking forward to Glass Sword. I still need to read both of them, but I think this is going to be a book that is talked about a lot in 2016. Passenger by Alexandra Bracken is another book that I've heard so much about, so I definitely think that it's one that, if you can get your hands on it, check it out. Tahara Mafi has a new book coming out called Furthermore. It's a middle grade adventure, and it's about a girl who travels to this crazy magical land to try to find her missing father. The Haters by Jesse Andrews looks pretty good. I loved Mean Earl and the Dying Girl, which I read in 2015. The Haters is about a group of musicians at jazz camp, and they realize that jazz camp sucks, so they go and hit the road because they want to perform somewhere else. So it sounds like it's gonna be a funny road trip type of book with like music brought into the mix. Arrows by Melissa Gorzalandzik sounds like it could be an interesting story. It's a modern day Cupid love story about Cupid shooting a girl with an arrow and she falls in love, but he realizes he didn't bring a second arrow, so the guy doesn't fall back in love with her, and it just causes a lot of chaos in her life, and then Cupid starts to slowly fall in love with her. I could picture this as a romantic comedy movie. I don't know if it's gonna be funny or if it's gonna be a little bit more serious, but I think the initial concept just seems kind of interesting to me. The Lifeboat Clique by Kathy Parks sounds really funny. It's supposed to be like a twisted, dark comedy. The concept kind of reminds me of Beauty Queens by Libba Bray, but this book is about there's this tsunami, people are on a lifeboat waiting to be saved, but the twist is the main character who's stuck in the lifeboat is stuck with all of the popular kids from high school, and she's not one of them. It just sounds like it's gonna be funny and maybe even eye-opening in terms of stereotypes. I think that would be really cool, so I want to check it out and see what this book is all about. Dreamology by Lucy Keating is about a girl who, when she goes to sleep at night, she always dreams of this same guy, and then one day he appears in her real life, but he is really different than the guy that was in her dreams. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but I think the cover looks really pretty, and so that is one of the things that enticed me to this book. I just think the story sounds unique, the cover is beautiful, it sounds like a love story that I haven't really heard much of. Replica by Lauren Oliver is coming out this year, and she has written so many books that I haven't read yet but that I want to read, like the Delirium series and Before I Fall. She's just one of those authors that I haven't checked out yet that I really want to check out. And Replica is a duology about a human replica who escapes from where they were created from and meets up with someone else and they like go on some type of adventure. I love dystopian stories though, and this sounds kind of dystopian and futuristic, and I think it's going to be an interesting read. And then Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare is another book that I've been hearing so much about. You know, Shadowhunters, the TV show, is coming out soon, and I feel like, you know, this is another Shadowhunters story, so if you're interested in that world, I think this is probably something that'll be right up your alley. Those are 16 books that I feel like are worth checking out in 2016. I hope this list was helpful for you if you're looking for new books to check out. I'd love to know what books you're excited for in 2016, so make sure to leave a comment below and let me know. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and click that subscribe button because I come out with new videos every week. See ya!